She may have think she won the battle, but bitch, I win the war. Because you know why? I talk to the trees. And one thing about it, once I tell the trees what you did, one thing about it, you're done. All right, y'all, it is finally that time. I'm ready to talk about the whole situation about what happened at work. Am I zoomed in? No? Okay. I'm ready to talk about the whole situation that happened at work and basically why I quit my job. But there's one person who needs to be a part of this conversation, and that is the trees. Yes. Oh, you best believe we're gonna go tell the trees what happened. I don't care what you say, trees are living beings and they can feel, they can hear. Trees literally give us life. And so I feel like they also have the power to take it away. And so one thing about me, I will always communicate to the trees what happened to me. Aside from telling God, because God is already, you know, being a witness to it. But the trees are not always witnesses. All right, y'all, I just pulled up to the park and I got my food. I was not kidding around when I said I'm gonna tell the trees everything, bitch. I'm not kidding. I don't know who thought I was, but I'm not. Hey, everybody. How's it going? I don't know where I want to sit. It'd be nice if there was a big old log to sit on, but we're just gonna have to make it work with what we got. Hey, y'all. It's been a minute since we talked, y'all. What's up? What's up? Where can I put y'all? I'm in nature. I know where to put y'all, but down. I don't know where to put y'all. That would make sense, but I guess right here on top of my bag. Yeah. I got my food. I went to Qdoba. Let me show y'all. I got white rice, the habanero lime steak, a little bit of pinto beans, and some fajitas. What's up, y'all? Trees, I ask that you listen and not judge. Judge if you want to. Let's just start from the beginning. At the interview, it was so analytical, and I felt like I was the subject. Yes, I'm the interview, I'm the one being interviewed, but it felt like it was more than that. It felt like I was being analyzed, as in, how will she fit into the hierarchy? Is this someone that we can play with, or is this somebody who will challenge us? If you hear smacking, I'm on a roll, so just listen. Pay attention to the story and not the smack. And I'm naming names, by the way, because I don't have time to come up with fake names and shit like that. I'm not about that right now. So let's just start from the beginning. During the interview, there was two people that interviewed me. It was a white man who was gay. That's not necessary information, but I feel like you should know. And a black woman who was, she just looked bitter as fuck. The white man is the store manager. His name is TJ. And the assistant manager, the black woman, her name is Dion. And so during the interview process, TJ was mostly the one talking to me and looking at me and stuff like that. But Dion was literally quiet. She hardly talked to me, hardly even looked at me. And before this interview, I had a mindset, a whole new mindset. I knew that I wanted to be a person who was bubbly, not like, oh my God, guys, not like that. But she has a smile on her face. She's confident when she walks in the room, and she knows who she is. And so day one on the interview, I was that girl. And so even if I was faking it, you know, they say fake it till you make it. Even if I didn't have all the pieces together, I was still gonna play the part. And so I came in with a smile. I was like, yeah, just, you know, being positive and upbeat. So during the interview, Dion was so fucking quiet and just like dismissive of me during the entire interview. She did not make eye contact with me at all. She hardly looked at me. She just looked down at her paper or whatever she was looking at, the interview question. And then there's TJ. TJ was the performative one. He basically was like, how to explain his personality. Okay, David Rose from Schitt's Creek. If you know the show, he tries to act like him, but just a very watered down version of him. And it was just, you could tell it was very performative. And so I just let him be, answer the questions, and they decided to hire me on the spot. As soon as he told me that he would like to hire me on the spot, I saw Dion's face shift. She literally looked so pissed. And so they introduced themselves and they started talking about how long they've been with the company and shit. TJ had been with the company for a year. He just came in as a store manager. And then Dion's been with the company for 3 years and she's only assistant manager. So I knew there had to be some tension about that. So I come in being that girl, Day one, wearing my sports bra and leggings. Bitch, and you already know I look good in the leggings. I say good morning to Dion. She gives me, good morning. I'm like, I said good morning. I didn't say it back, but I'm like, I said good morning. Like, and this bitch just gave me like the driest attitude. I'm like, okay, maybe she's just having a bad day. Maybe this is not her week or whatever, you know. So the next day, I do the same thing again. I say good morning. I get the same attitude. So I'm like, okay, maybe this might be a more personal issue, so I'm gonna let it just slide or whatever. So I lean on TJ as the person to go to if I ever need help. Even though she's my AM, technically I should be going to her or any of the leads, but she's giving me dry ass attitude, so I'm feeling like, why should I go to her if she's acting like this? And mind you, that entire first week, she did not speak to me, or she would not train me or teach me new things unless I fucked up on something. So I didn't hear from her unless I fucked up on something. Listen to how that sounds. Every time I fucked up on something, she would be the main one to point it out. She'd be like, hey, Angel, and she would say it loud enough so everybody could hear it. Hey, Angel, so yeah, that's not how you do it. You do it like this, you do it like that, you do it like that. I'm just like, okay. I just took it. Didn't give no attitude. I took it with a smile. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, so that's, okay, gotcha. So now, bitch, here comes the second week. The second week, TJ called me into the break room where there's a computer as well to do trainings. He told me, hey, I had just walked in. He was like, hey, there's some trainings that you need to complete, so if you could do that, I'll be in the men's restroom cleaning the restrooms or whatever. I said, okay, fine, yeah. And then he said, come find me when you're done. I said, cool. So I'm doing the trainings. Dion is in the room at the same time, so it's just us in the break room. I finish my trainings. I go out to the men's bathroom. I push open the door because I'm not going to go in there. I push open the door and I'm like, hey, TJ, I finished my trainings. I hear shuffling and commotion, but I don't know if it's him. Okay? So then I go back to the break room, which is literally right across the hall, literally 5 feet away from the restroom. I go back in the break room, sit at the computer. Dion is just sitting on the couch on her phone. And so I hear her over the walkie, because we have to have a walkie-talkie earpiece and a little mobile device that we use to check out people or look up stuff in the store. And so I hear her over the walkie saying, hey, TJ, are you on the floor? Are you whatever? I'm like, something in me just clicked off. Like, go check that. Not like go say something, but go see what that's about, because something doesn't feel right. She was just sitting there in the break room doing nothing, and now she's calling for TJ. I don't know, that just, it gives weird. Go check it. So 5 seconds after she goes out of the room, I follow right behind her, and then I see her talking to TJ. She sees me coming, but TJ's back is turned to me, right? So she sees me, immediately turns around and abruptly ends the conversation and walks away. I can't hear what they said, but she immediately ends the conversation. TJ turns around to look to see, oh, it's Angel. And you know when somebody catches you in a conversation, you know what I mean? So she immediately walks away, acts like nothing ever happened. And I'm just like, okay, I think I see what's going on here. And so later on the floor, I asked TJ, I said, hey, is there anything that I could be doing better? Because you know me, I like to get feedback. That's one thing that my mom taught me. It's one of the good things that she did teach me, is always ask your manager for feedback on what you could be doing to be better, right? So I asked him, I was like, hey, TJ, is there anything I could be doing to, you know, be better? And he was like, oh, that's a good question. I can't think of anything right now, but let me circle back to you. I said, okay. What that means is he don't got nothing to say, because if he did, he would have said it. You know what I mean? Managers keep that kind of shit in their head, especially when it's a new person. So he didn't have anything to say. I'm like, okay. So circle back basically means go talk to Dion or go talk to whoever probably else don't like me, and then come tell me what they said. So then he circles back and says, oh, Angel, remember that question you asked me about what you could do better? So I did think about it, and I spoke to Dion, and she basically said that you have been showing up after 7:30. Okay, because the schedule is 7:30 to whatever time, right? So me, I was showing up before 7:30. As God is my way. Okay? That can't be true, because let's check the time cards. That job allows you to clock in from your phone. You have to be within 15 feet of the door to be able to clock in. Okay? So I'm like, I show up after 7:35? What? That doesn't make any sense. He's like, yeah, she said, you know, she has to come and open the door after she's already came inside and all that kind of stuff like that. Well, duh, because I'm new and she locks the door behind her, so how can I get in? More to the point, that's a lie that I'm showing up after 7:30, because my time card, when you look at it, it says Angel's either clocking in at 7:29 or 7:30 on the dot. Maybe 7:31 if the fucking app was glitching. But if we're supposed to be here at 7:30, she's going in at 7:15, 7:20. I'm coming in at right on time. So I don't see that as a problem. And so he was like, yeah, maybe it's just a little something. She just mentioned it. And I was like, okay. I feel like she's trying to get me in trouble because I've been on time, if not early, every single time. And the thing is that everybody parks outside of the store because the parking lot's empty in the morning, okay? So, and it's only so big. So when I pull up, I already see her there waiting in the car with her boyfriend. I see another coworker that we have that works there. And yeah, I think that's usually it. It's only one other person and then me, right? So I pull up and I see them. I'm waiting. Everybody's waiting. So I'm like, okay, so this bitch is trying to call me inconsistent and unreliable and late. Got you. I got something for that ass. Oh, and she also mentioned that when you were doing your trainings, after you were done, you were just back there on your phone. I said, oh, back up. Back the fuck up. Number one, starting with the trainings. When I was on my phone, I literally was on my phone because I finished my trainings and you said you were going to be in the restrooms cleaning and you said to come find you when I'm done. I went to the men's restroom to find you. You weren't there. So I went back to where I was hoping that you would come and find me, and I was just sitting there on my phone waiting. So when she got up and got out of the room to go ask for TJ and say, hey TJ, are you on the floor or whatever, she was looking for him to go snitch on me that I was on my phone. I'm like, okay. On top of that, when I do get to the door, she locks it right behind her so I can't get in. And then there was a couple times where she actually closed the door, saw me coming, and then turned around and act like she didn't see me. And then would go about her day. And I'm just like, that's impossible. How the fuck did you not see me when you saw me pull up to the parking lot where the rest of you were waiting before 7:30? I pull up like at 7:15, sometimes 7:20 or whatever, but it's never after 7:30. I lost my appetite talking about this bitch. And so I'm like, this bitch is trying to set me up. Like, number one, she didn't even communicate any of this shit to me. I had to find out through him that all of this was a problem. And so I was like, okay, I got something for that ass. I got you. So they said, okay, we come in normally at like 7:20, 7:25 or whatever. I'm like, okay, I got you. So guess what I started doing? I started showing up at 7:15 at the door. 7:15. I did that for about 3 days up until she switched it up again. After that third day, she couldn't stand it. So what she did, she started coming before 7:15, coming inside of the store and locking the door behind her so I would still be in the same predicament that TJ had originally complained about, showing up after 7:35. So I'm like, wow, this bitch is really being petty as fuck. And for what? We don't talk about anything. Mind you, the most conversation this bitch and me have ever had is when we were in the print center and I saw her, she had a tattoo on her arm. She had an Aries tattoo. I was like, oh my God, you're an Aries. And she was like, yeah. I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. That's the only conversation we've ever had. Other than that, anything she had said to me was all professional and about what I'm doing wrong. But here is where the pettiness begins. So like I said, we have walkie-talkies and we have these little mobile devices that we use to look up stuff, answer calls for the store and stuff like that. So this bitch tries a whole power trip when it comes to those devices. What the manager does when they come in, they get the devices for whoever's opening or working that day, and they lay them out on the table for us to get or whatever. So every fucking morning, it was always a hassle just to get those devices from her. There were times where she would lay it out and just leave it there without saying anything, which was totally fine. I preferred that. But then there were times where she didn't give me anything or didn't lay out the devices, and I had to ask her. I was like, hey, can you give me a device or whatever? And she'd be like, yeah, give me a second. I'm like, okay, attitude much? I can't start my job. I can't do the task that I was assigned to do without those devices. Like, I literally can't work without them. And she knew that. So one day what she did, there was this little Asian guy who works there. His name is, I'm not gonna say his name because he didn't do nothing to me. He was actually really, really fucking sweet. What she did after she locked me out of the door again, she got the devices and personally hand delivered the devices to one of the coworkers, the short Asian guy, and was like, here you go, Francis. Oh, I just said his name. But anyway, she was like, here you go, blank. Handed it to him directly. But with me, I have to fight. I have to chase you around the store to get my devices, thus causing me to start my shit late. And then having people following up and saying, hey, have you done this? Have you finished this? Have you? I can't finish it because this bitch won't give me the shit that I need. Everybody else who opened with me or whatever would give me my shit on time, personally hand deliver it to me. But with you, I gotta chase you down. With you, it's a problem. And basically that's what it was like for the next couple of weeks. She did not talk to me. She played games with those fucking devices or whatever. And she would basically tell me to do things through other people, or when she would tell me to do something, it's because it was already too late. Oh, and this one situation, oh my God, I have so much shit to tell you. This one situation, so with the walkies, you have to hold it down, the button, for a minute before you start talking. If you just press it and start talking immediately, I'm probably not gonna hear the first half of what you just said, or who you just spoke to, or who you're like trying to talk to, you know what I mean? So it was this one day, she gave an order and I couldn't hear the rest of the order. So I was like, maybe she wasn't even talking to me. Is that a roach? A spider? I don't know. Oh my God. And I was like, is she talking to me? No, she wasn't talking to me. Because why would she talk to me and ask me anything? I'm new. I don't know nothing. So then I'm walking from the aisle doing my work and shit like that, restocking and replenishing the aisles. And she's like, Angel, out loud, in front of the customer. She's like, Angel, did you hear me? Is your walkie not on? I'm like, my walkie is on, but what you need to do, you need to hold the button for a little bit before you start talking, because nobody can hear the first half of your sentence. Not to mention you're also talking really, really low, and I have my volume super, super high. I have really good hearing, so that's not an issue. My eyesight's a little fucked up, but my hearing, A1. I can hear anything, bitch. She completely ignored me when I told her that and act like she didn't hear me, whatever. So I'm like, okay. So I give it about like 10 minutes. Then I came to her later. I was like, hey, yeah. I think there's like an issue with the walkie, or maybe we just need to like hold it down for a second and like, you know, before we start speaking or whatever. She literally starts humming the song that's playing on the store while working on the computer, keeping her eyes on the computer and completely ignoring me. I'm like, okay. And so I walk away just like this. And then she's like, actually, can you go ahead and start working on those tags or whatever? I'm like, so you did hear me, bitch. You just don't want to be corrected, or you don't want to be told something that you should have been already, you know what I mean? And so one day somebody complimented me on my fucking nose piercing. It's so basic. It's literally a little red stud in my nose. Like, and so she overheard the compliment. They were like, oh my God, I love your nose piercing. It's so cute. Bitch, the next day, she came and got her nose pierced and put this big fucking gold thing of a, I don't even know what to call it. And it just looks so bad because she got a dangly one and her face is kind of like smushed. I don't want to show her face because it's just, you know, y'all know I don't like talking about people like that. I don't. But her face is like smushed up. So when it was dangling, it was just dangling on her top lip. And I was just like, oh my God, what did you do? I just giggled in my head because I'm like, oh, oh wow. She started to compete with that. Then the next thing I brought, you know that little bag that I showed you in the last vlog that I fit my phone into? I brought that little purse to work. TJ, the store manager, complimented my bag. This bitch went out and got an LV bag. I'm like, bitch, what? Why are you trying to compete? It's not a competition. And the reason I feel like she was competing is because she didn't even take care of the basic necessities. I don't like talking about, again, I said it again, I don't like talking about people. I don't like talking about people. But her hair was so, that's the first problem. The second problem is she had this pungent, nasty ass odor to her. It was, and I'm not even exaggerating. I don't like exaggerating. I like painting the picture exactly so you can know what I'm talking about. It was this strong ass smell. It smelled like ass, foot, and butt. And the sad part about it is whenever she walks away, it leaves a cloud. It leaves a lingering, like you can tell she was just here. It's so bad that if I wanted to find her in the store, I just have to follow the scent. And so I'm just like, okay, you're doing all of these things to silently compete with me, and I'm not even competing with you, because honestly, if we're really being honest, we can't even compare, because Yuck Mouth did not take care of her teeth. Face just looked dry and crusty. Stay drinking Red Bulls like there was no tomorrow. And then you smell the way you smell. Your hair looks the way it looks. And then you want to try to compete with me with an LV bag and a nose ring that's too big for your face? Girl, please sit down somewhere. I don't know if it was her body odor, if it was the shoes that she was wearing, but the second she changed her shoes, the smell was kind of gone. So whenever she saw them complimenting me about something, whether it's about my skin, my hair, my fucking, what I'm wearing, the shoes, whatever, she came in the next day, or if not the following week, with that same thing upgraded in her life. And I'm just like, babe, I don't mind you taking inspo from me or whatever the fuck it's called, but it doesn't work when you're giving me this nasty ass attitude that I've never given you. I've been bubbly, smiley, asking, hi, how are you? How's your day going? Good morning. I said good morning every fucking morning until I realized this bitch is not reciprocating that energy. She can't even say good morning to me, but then she says good morning to everybody else. So I'm just like, what the fuck did I do to this bitch? I talked to God about it. I talked to Taurus about it. Basically, she's jealous. And I don't like thinking about that, because then, you know what I mean? It makes it look like I'm gassing my head up. It makes it look like, oh, you think you're the shit. I don't. I mean, but I do have this natural confidence to me. I've been told several fucking times, you look confident, you look like you got your shit together. And it's really just me trying to survive through the day. So people's perception of me, and mind you, she's an Aries. I'm an Aries rising. Okay, so who she is at her core, I naturally give off that. Aries are supposed to be known as confident, bold, the first to do everything, yada yada yada. And I naturally exude that. People tell me that I have that naturally. You know that was gonna create some type of competition or whatever. And so yeah, from the nose piercing to the bags to the shoes or whatever, and the shoes didn't even last long, because I think she took the shoes back when she realized they were kind of expensive. And so she came back with the same nasty ass shoes, and then smell was back 10 times harder. So anyway, so what confirmed it for me and made me realize that I was not crazy was when, what had happened? Oh, yes, I came back from the back room, putting my stuff up away, and I was walking to the front to get my walkie and stuff. And so I see Dion talking to 2 other people, and she's basically being a bitch to them. I didn't hear what she said, but she left and stormed off with an attitude, leaving the other 2 people to talk about, it's okay, it's okay. They're like soothing each other or whatever, talking about some, it's okay. You know, we're not gonna let that get to us. We're not gonna let that get to us. It's Sunday, we're gonna have a good day or whatever. So I'm like, this might be an opportunity for you to say something. This might be an opportunity to find some camaraderie or whatever the word is, and find out, is this really about you, or is this just who she is? You know what I mean? And if this is who she is, and all of you have experienced this, and why has nobody said anything, and why has nothing been done? Is this the kind of workplace that you guys want to thrive in or try to survive in? Because I don't think you can thrive like that with somebody like that in power. Like, you know what I mean? So I walk up and I'm like, are y'all okay? And then one of the guys, this guy, what do I want to call him? I'm gonna call him Jordan, because he was a good one. Kinda wishy-washy, kind of fake, nice around me when she wasn't around, but fake as fuck whenever she was around. Like one time he literally ignored me when I walked up because she was around or next to him or whatever, and they were talking. He literally acted like I didn't exist. And I was like, excuse me, can you open the room for me? Because they have the keys, they're the managers. I'm like, can you open the room for me, please? And he's like, yeah, I'll be there in a second. That's when she was around. But when she's not around, he's all, good morning, Angel. Good morning. You're so beautiful. You're so glowing. You're so radiant, and complimenting me and being all up my ass or whatever. And so when I walked up to them just getting brushed off by her, I was like, are y'all okay? And he was like, yeah, you know, it's just some people are having a rough day and we just have to, you know, deal with it or whatever, but we're not going to let that ruin our Sunday or whatever. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, I've been dealing with that too. I didn't say it. I didn't say who. I just said I've been dealing with it too. He was like, yeah, I kind of figured. I'm like, oh, so y'all know about this. And why has nothing been done? Basically what he told me is that she's been written up for it or whatever, or they talked to her about it, but nothing was done. So I'm just like, okay, so this is a favoritism thing, because if quite a few people have complained about this bitch's attitude and how it's affecting the workplace, then what's going on? So I look at the boss. Girl, all this happening within 2 months. So right before I quit, TJ, the store manager, who's wishy-washy as fuck too, he's buddy-buddy with Dion. So they're like Leo and Aries, that's their signs. So then one day we get a fucking email, and it gets plastered and printed out that it's become a security issue that certain people are showing up in the store alone before scheduled time. Now, who could that be about? So obviously it's about her. And so she didn't even listen. She didn't even take heed to the email, because she kept showing in earlier than she was supposed to and alone, just so that I couldn't say that I was early or on time. I'm like, oh, okay, so yeah, this bitch is like super petty, and she's playing a game that I didn't even know that I was a part of. But Oh my God. And so I was like, yeah, I don't think I can do this. So I'm talking to Taurus. I'm like, I'm thinking about quitting. I can't stand this. Like, this bitch is getting on my fucking nerves. Purposely hiding devices from me, purposely hiding devices, avoiding giving them to me, and just being petty as fuck, locking doors behind me, saying that I'm late, unreliable, all this shit. And I haven't even been here past my 90-day probation. Bitch, one random day, I'm in the car with Taurus. I think we're just running errands or whatever, but I get a call. I'm like, hello? Yeah, is this Angel? We saw that you applied to this place. Hold on. I applied to that place back in 2024. No, 2023. What are the odds somebody calls me talking about something, we got a new job for you? If that's not God, I don't know what the fuck is. So I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I applied. That was like a long time ago. Well, yeah, we have a position open if you'd like to come in for an interview tomorrow. I'm like, sure, I'm not doing nothing. Why the fuck not? And so hang up. I go do the interview. I get the job on the spot, bitch. Not only do I get the job on the spot, but I also get promoted to a higher position on the spot, bitch. But before all of that, bitch, TJ had ended up getting fired. He says he got transferred or something else happened or whatever. I think he got fired because when he called me into his office to talk about it, he looked so sad and down. And I'm like, I don't know. It's giving you're getting fired. Because you just said you had a conference call and it's going to be a big one, and now you're looking all sad. It's giving you got fired. So anyway, he just like worded it. He was like effective immediately, and he was just looking so down. And I'm like, for someone who said this is your choice, you sure look a little sad, a little brokenhearted. Like, the fuck? Anyway, so you know what that means. He's getting fired. So guess who's getting promoted? Her. And I just think that me getting that call was literally God, because I'm like, she's about to be the boss and she's acting like this. No, because I think God knew, and now y'all can probably tell too. I think God knew that I was gonna go off on this bitch. I was going to obliterate her. But I know, and he knows, and now y'all know, I never want to be that kind of person. I don't want to be that revenge person that claps back and whatever and shit like that. And so I was like, should I write an email to HR, basically, you know, stating it professionally, like it's been a toxic work environment. This is what's happened. She's basically just made working here a living nightmare every single time. She isolates me so that I can't talk to anybody, so that nobody talks to me, or whenever somebody is talking to me, she has to pull me away, give me more work so that nobody talks to me. It's getting hella fucking cold out here, y'all. It's October, about to be damn near November, so it's getting a little chilly out here. I'm getting goosebumps. So I'm gonna end this video in a little bit, but I just want to say I really do think it was God, because the way I got that call just so fucking randomly, like no other job has called me talking about something, we have a job for you. But on the day that I'm talking about putting in my 2 weeks and quitting with no plan or nothing, I'm getting a call. Would you like to come in for an interview? If that's not God, I don't know what the fuck is. And so I'm thinking like, should I put in my 2 weeks or should I just quit on this bitch? Because TJ's gone and she's about to slither into her new role or whatever. So I'm like, maybe I should just quit on this bitch. She don't deserve my 2 weeks. She don't deserve time to go find a replacement. And so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna quit on her. And so I did. And yeah, I took a path of not taking revenge by, you know, reporting it to HR or whatever, even though I don't consider that as revenge. I consider that, you know, the right thing to do. But I know if I had gone to HR, it wouldn't have stopped at HR. I probably would have just ended up reading that bitch for Phil, kind of like how I read my mother. You know what I mean? When I tell you she stunk, whatever the fucking word is, when I tell you this bitch stunk so bad, I'm not exaggerating. I don't talk about people unless it's absolutely true. I don't like to make up shit just to sound funny. I'm coming at you with facts. And I know if I went back to that store and asked people, how does that bitch smell? The moral of the story is, these bitches are jealous. These bitches will have it out for you, and you don't have to move a muscle. You don't have to move a chest piece, bitch, and they will have it out for you. I am that bitch, and you can't get rid of me, hoe. The fuck? I will step out before you even think that you're gonna get one up on me. And she may have think she won. She may have think she won the battle, but bitch, I win the war. Because you know why? I talk to the trees. And one thing about it, once I tell the trees what you did, one thing about it, you're done, okay? You just might want to lay low for the next 12 years, 13 to be safe.
Look, bitch, I know a sexy motherfucker like myself might offend some. Bitch, I'm the shit and then some. This ain't no motherfucking race, cause I been one. And if you don't like it, tune the fuck out. And you must like it, cause you tuned the fuck in. I got your boyfriend for head on my tummy. Turn your bitch into a thigh like she ducky. If I ever let them eat